What's up, guys? This is Astranox. Today I have 10 games that I did in RT on my 4th account, and it was a quick climb. It took an hour to reach Master, like right on the mark basically. I'll show you guys later. And yeah, good results. A core of, I would say, free-to-play heroes because they're RGB heroes, right? And they're not limited. I'm using Roozid, my boy right here. Speed Imprint. I mean, he's got a specialty change. He's a very good hero. You know, the drawback is non-attack skill, and that can trigger Politis and Selene, which is why I pre-ban Selene, and well, not just yet at in the few early battles, but I ban her after, right? I ban her after and I pick Politis, so that helps me to not have to worry so much about having non-attack skill, which is really good. And well, my core has Roozid, Edda. Edda is really strong. Like, it's so much damage you're able to do with her combo. It's ridiculous. Politis, I mean, she's really amazing. I mean, any source of non-attack skill, you're gonna be able to get free damage. You're gonna be able to cut. You can do a bunch of stuff with her. Soul Burn S1 multiple times if you got the souls, which will allow her to do quite a bit of damage, clean up, stuff like that. And we got Architect Laika. Architect Laika, you know, if I don't have Edda, because maybe Edda gets banned, maybe Laika gets banned, well, I will have one of my big damage dealer in there at least, which is definitely something you want to have, you know, like 2 damage dealers in there. You need to pick like 3 damage dealers, because one gets banned, at least you have 2 left. The Roozid, I don't necessarily like rely fully on him. Like, there's some games where I was real comfortable not having him let through. There might be some games where I didn't have him. I can't quite remember exactly. But when you're facing teams that don't really have much speed, then you wouldn't need a CR pusher with your best speed on. And Edda, any sorts of like non-attack skill that you do trigger will allow her to get a bunch of combat finesse, and she's gonna be able to cut. And I mean, like I said, her combo is like so much damage, right? So before 10 battles reaching Master, that's actually the first time I reach Master in my placement battles. I usually reach like gold, high gold, close to Master, but that was pretty nice because I fought a bunch of gold ranked players at the end, which helped me, you know, get to Master, I guess. And I just kept on winning. So Zio is here again. I mean, ever since I got him, that's just a very powerful hero to get turn number 1 right there. And disrupt the enemy, push back CR. You can also do quite a bit of damage with his skill number 1, which is real nice. You don't even have to build like crit chance on him. So that's an extra thing right there. Can just like work on that speed, and you don't even need to work on so much speed on him. That's the cool thing. You get such a massive increase from his passive, so that's really nice right there. So this battle, I've sped it up. Wait a second. No, that's not the one. So as you can see, Soul Burning Politis skill 1, really helpful to you know, work out lower the health of some of these heroes, so I can sort of like finish them up with skill number 3 debuff. Like that's really strong. She can like just consume all the souls that you have left if you're in a like sticky situation like this, and you need as much damage as possible. And landing those debuffs was real helpful because he ended up missing my Zio, survived. This allows me to not do so much damage here, but then I got that extra attack that kicks in, and look at that together. It's like over 5,000 damage right there, which allowed me to win. Really nice. So we're 3rd battle here. I show you guys all 10 battles, right? All 10 battles. And as you can see, Laika doing some work, Edda's doing some work, and actually we do have both of them here. Forgot about that. I thought it was either I have Edda or Laika, but as you can see, I'm using Roozid often. And, you know, it feels pretty good to be using heroes that are RGB, unlimited. Like, players have good access to those heroes. Silver Rain is so useful. You know, on Roozid, this is allowing me to have attack buff on the highest attacker on my team. which is like a ton of damage because it's usually Edda. And Edda, as you notice, like her combo is ridiculous damage. Look at this here. We even have them debuff with defense break. Look at this. Beautiful. It doesn't really matter how tanky they are when you're dropping a combo like this with attack buff on them, especially if you're able to have defense break. That's just gonna do tremendous damage. It's gonna be ridiculous. Well, 4th game right here. And of course, you know, you're going with speed. You're just finishing battles real quick. You win them, you lose them. It happens quick. So this battle is sped up. And, well, you'll see why. The thing is, I lost turn 1. And when you lose turn 1, and you're, like, it's pretty important to get turn 1 when you have a squishy team. And you need to do as much damage as possible in the, well, short period of turn. I mean, short period of time, as few turns as possible. Well, that's not cool. So as you can see, they're pretty tanky, and they're crippled or debuffed. But you know, when you have heroes that can get free attacks in, counter attacks sort of deal, when you have debuffs on them, that's problematic when you're running a team like this. So this is definitely a weakness to my team on top of losing turn 1. So really bad because it was unable to buff debuff on Edda, which means she couldn't get attack buff, right? Which means she couldn't get skill nullifier, and that's a ton of damage. And the rest of the team too, they're not getting speed buff, the whole team. So that's definitely a problem. So when you lose turn 1, it's definitely gonna, you know, give the enemy a pretty big advantage right there. If you can, you know, come out of it, win, that's really cool. That's definitely really cool. And you could incorporate a hero that is more bulky, that could survive and just, you know, like, let's say Apocalypse Ravi. You have 3 other of your heroes. They're just like, let's say it's like Roozid with like Edda. The 4th one could be flexible. I mean, if Edda gets the attack buff, whoever is sort of like a hero like Edda, I mean, there's not really heroes like her because she's very unique in what she's able to do. But just like a really hard-hitting hero. But then like a hero that can AoE back to back, you know, that can just get some free combat units pushing when there's a non-attack skill that's used. And you can build her slow, which means she's gonna hit even harder. Right, she's a mage, she can work the Gil's Engine book, so that's so good, so good. Architect Laika with the target debuff and to the skill 3 is just really strong. But they have Politis, so I didn't do it, and Ran, I didn't use the skill number 2, so sometimes you have to do things like that. You don't want the Politis to get free damage on you, you know, potentially cut. That would be devastating when you have a bunch of squishy heroes on your team. So here they are debuff man with defense break. I do have attack break, you know, on my RB, but they have defense break, so that's gonna be a lot of damage still. Now counter attack here, free damage. That's dangerous, but you know, good old RB comes back to life. Now RB is a hero that players can use to counter this playstyle right here. On top of having heroes that, you know, get counter attacks in when you land debuffs on them. It could be like a designer a little bit. It could be a champion Zerato that can mess you up. You know, that's bad. This team right here is, again, I forgot how many games I had Edda and Architect Laika together. Which is fine, like, it works out. Now this is like, well, it's pretty much 3 damage dealers with Roozid, to be honest. Politis, I mean, I have her built with quite a bit of effectiveness. You can see my stats at the end of the video, guys. So you can definitely check it out. So that's the issue with the Architect Laika, is definitely the non-attack skill. But if you ban Celine and you pick Politis, that helps a lot. It definitely helps a lot. Politis, I mean, she's such a helpful hero. I'm running Warhorn on her. I've been running the Gil's Engine book for the longest times before. But I've got them all used on other mages. I was like, maybe Warhorn could at least be quite useful. You know, she's not a pure damage dealer. She's not the highest damage dealer that I will have in a team. So Warhorn is helping herself, but also the other damage dealers. And when you're running 2-3 damage dealers, that Warhorn is really helpful, actually. It definitely adds up. On top of Memory Imprint, you can see Edda just like devastation, pure devastation. Really cool. Now, this is later on in the battles, right? Like, that's why I forgot I brought Edda and Laika together. It's because it was in the earlier battles. So, really cool combo when you have, you know, the sort of like damage dealer Ran that can follow up CR pushing Roozid. You know, this right here is a pretty nice team to see in action because RGB heroes, there's no light, there's no dark, there's no limited, right? It's nice. Like, players can quite easily get a team like this. The issue is, of course, high speed. Getting the speed is the hardest part. But, you know, when you run a Combationist booster like Roozid, you know, easy to get, easy to build, specialty change, making him better, well, that helps a lot with Silver Rain especially. You could have your best speed on him, right? If you somehow manage to get Zeo, then you could, you know, have less speed than your CR pusher on him. But it's a lot of damage dealers. You're dealing with Celine by pre-banning. You're picking Politis. That's pretty nice. Of course, like, you have to wait for their banners. Maybe you luck out from Covenant Summons. Maybe, you know, you pop a ticket, 4 to 5 star summoning ticket. They sometimes give us rewards, 5-star summoning tickets, stuff like that. I mean, you'll manage to get maybe one of these heroes, and then, like, you know, Mystic summon rotation, you know, banner rotations. You could finish up the team like this. There's always heroes that get nerfed, that get buffed. I mean, usually buffed. They don't really nerf many heroes unless they're really broken. But Politis is just like super like strong. She's meta. She's always gonna be great because the way she is, right? Like cutting the CR pushing in half. As soon as they use a non-attack skill, she get her free AoE attack in, and then she push her Combationist. You know, reduce buff duration by 1 turn. A ridiculous hero. Like triples the enemy. You can build her even tankier. A bunch of effectiveness on her. There's a lot of ways to build heroes. And Ran, he's so strong. Like, you could have him in a team that is even running like bulky heroes, bruisers, because, well, if you have him and you have issues with cleavers, well, they won't have access to Ran because you already picked him, and you might be opening on them because of him. And if you end up opening on them, I mean, maybe you're able to even take out some of their squishy heroes, like one tap kind of deal. Because I've seen Rans that had super high speed that were able to do a lot of damage. So there's that. There's always imprints too. They sort of like easier to power up over time as you get duplicates of those non-limited RGB heroes. And there we have it. Master. That was real nice. I mean, yeah. I mean, 1678, that's like halfway there to Challenger. So pretty sweet for only 10 battles. And you will see here, it took an hour. Just look at that. 56 minutes and then 1 hour ago. Like, the battles are really quick. And the last 4 fights were gold players. So I think that's why. That's the loss right here. They got the replay feature, man. I haven't tested it. That's really nice right there. It definitely is nice. They finally added that. Now, I don't know if players can look at the replay of other players' games, right? If there's that. If you can search for past game played or something like that. I don't think so. They might have it one day, but then maybe players don't really want that because they don't want to see all their strategies. You know, they try to build sort of like a new meta. Anyways, let us know what you guys think about all that in the comment section. I felt like this team was really nice, so you guys let us know what you guys think about all that. That's it for this one. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all you do. Peace out for now.